Fans are going to be coming in as we've been told. Now, I'm used to giving you out facts we haven't quite gotten yet, but it's been a long time since we've had Olympus in the road greens. Dutch Dowdell and Jackson Johnson ready to jump it up. And we'll start with the Alta Hawks. Dash riser, ace riser. That is Bo Compton now up top. Carter Doliak and Jackson Johnson, who brings the ball near side to Dash riser. He drops it into Jackson Johnson. Jackson turns and he traveled. Little bit of nerves from the future youth. Turns it over and the ball go to Olympus.
I like this idea, though, going right inside to Jackson. I think most games they've looked to get him going with an early three, but I love saying, no, we've got a size advantage. We want to work this inside against this Olympus team.
Well, they drop that inside to Mayfield, comes back out to Lowe. Gavin, nice move, got past Jackson Johnson, and Gavin Lowe, we talked about this the other night, Gus. That kid is a spark plug to this team.
That energy boost he provided the other night just continues again here. The very first possession for Olympus. Great move by Lowe.
Outside to Ace Riser. Ace up top, Carter Doliak. Last year in the state championship game was absolutely awesome. As Dash Riser gives a couple of hezzies, loses the ball on the way up, and then we'll go back to Olympus. So 2 possessions and 2 turnovers for the reigning champion, Alta.
Alta looks to be double teaming Dutch Dowdell early in the game, gentlemen.
As here comes Jordy Barnes. Jordy sends out Dutch Dowdell off on the 3. And that ball's out of bounds. And it will go to Alta.
Well, one of the amazing things that second matchup, the game that Olympus won, only 4 players scored. Only 4 scored.
Only 4.
And so it was Gavin Lowe, Reef Smiley, Jordy Barnes, and Dutch Dowdell. So, you know, if you feel like the majority of their offense is going to come from those 4 guys, then yeah, bring help, right?
And Ace Riser with the bucket, tied up at 2. As Mayfield terminates, drop it inside to Dutch. Bo Compton right behind him. Back out to Mayfield. Dowdell was a major contributor on that state championship 2 years ago. Stays on his pivot, sends out Mayfield. Back rims a triple. And it was Gavin Lowe knocking that ball out. Here comes Jordy Barnes. He'll float it off the window. And the ever steady Jordy Barnes gets on the board.
Thanks a lot to Gavin Lowe as well. That tip back rebound to push it back out to get Jordy the ball.
Bad news, though, that's not an assist for Jordy.
No, that's true. Carter Doliak saves that into Ace. Ace goes out to Dash. And he can't get the 3 to drop, and now Johnson picks up the loose ball foul on the rebound. It'll be the first foul in the ball game. They treat fouls early in the games kind of like getting hit in football. It's good to get the first one out of the way. Maybe it wakes you up. I'm just joking.
Maybe not so much for a guy getting a first foul within just a couple minutes of the game.
As goes out, Dowdell, the state's all-time leader, knocks down a 3, and it's 7-2, Olympus.
Jordy is just so smooth and just so electric with the ball in his hands. That little shake he had gave him a little bit of wiggle room to get that ball out to Dutch for the 3.
And the Titan triple champ for the first time this week. Hadn't heard him do that this week, Dane. My feelings were hurt. As here comes Dash Riser, fall away, and it's a 1-possession game.
That kid's going to be so good.
Yes,
Already is good.
As Ace picks up the loose ball, here comes Jackson. And it's over to Dash. Dash skip to Compton. Into the corner, Carter Doliak knocks down a 3. And we're tied up at 7.
Carter Doliak deserves so much more attention than he gets. We say it every game, Dusty. He has been rock solid for Alta.
Well, the quarterfinals, he was 12 of 13 from the floor. As Mayfield sends that ball into the corner, Smiley down the baseline, reverses and scores.
Great move there by Smiley to kind of use Doliak's defensive position and give him an advantage to go to the rim there.
Here comes Dash down the lane, try to wrap it around off the leg of Mayfield. Get a chance to see that last basket.
This is one of the things in that second matchup that Olympus won. Their quickness getting around Alta defenders was visible. And I think in this first quarter here today, we're seeing similar in the game. Alta won. Everything was forced outside. They weren't able to penetrate at all.
That ball goes in, tap back out by Johnson off the miss from Doliak. Jackson pumped the three, now working on Jordy Barnes. Sends up top to Ace Reiser.
You notice that Utah State defense on display there.
Looking like an Aggie. What is an Aggie, actually? Well, I guess it's a cow. Didn't know that.
Take it easy over there.
Out.
Dusty dropping bombs over here of knowledge.
That's Big Blue. That's Big Blue. Loses the handle. Picked up. Here comes Low. Low. Can't get it to go. Tipped up and in. Lead.
Some uncharacteristic turnovers early on by Alta.
Been slow first halves here at the University of Utah. This end of the floor has not been kind to the Alta's offense. As Compton trapped. Here comes Johnson. Jordy Barnes on his back. Johnson powers his way to the hole and scores.
Earlier this week, Jackson sometimes can be a little more casual at times in the way he approaches it. Today, he's been aggressive in this first quarter. Love it.
And that ball goes. And again, a 4-point advantage. That was Reef Smiley with the bucket. And the jumper from from Dash Reiser. Remember last year in the state championship game, Dash had some big shots in that one. Coming off the bench.
Yeah, don't remind me about that one, Dusty.
I said that. That's why there was a hesitation there.
Just kidding.
Here's Jordy up top, send it over to Low. The three from Dowdell is good. His second of the quarter.
If Alta's not going to come in double team, kind of like Dane mentioned earlier, when you give Dowdell that room, he's going to knock those down.
Dash Reiser for three.
What an offensive performance by both teams early on. I love how aggressive both teams have been.
Well, and everything we've seen, if you're Olympus, you got to continue to take advantage on this end of the floor. But here comes Bo Compton. Ever tied at 16. Beautiful take and make by Bo Compton, getting the start instead of Carter Goodfellow.
And great pass as well by Reiser to find him in transition like that.
Goodfellow and Blank set to check in. As Barnes goes up top to Mayfield. Smiley. Thought maybe a lob in there to Jordy, didn't. Dowdell on the drive and the foul to Compton. And that'll be the second team foul on Alta. It'll take us to immediate timeout. 1:15 left in the first quarter. We're tied up at 16 in the 5A championship. This is a Utah Facial Plastics timeout. We'll be back after this break.
This is apple cider vinegar from NutriCost. This is apple cider vinegar from another leading brand. NutriCost has 500 milligrams of apple cider vinegar. So does this other brand. NutriCost is third-party tested, non-GMO, and gluten-free. This other brand? Well, we're not sure. NutriCost is also available at a great price delivered right to your door. NutriCost has over 500 different products for health and wellness. NutriCost, only what you need.
1:15 left in the first quarter. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart, Coach Gus Pena with you. What a fun, 6 minutes and 45 seconds we've had in this one. As inbound into Reef Smiley. Looking at Doliak, sends it up top to Gavin Lowe. Lowe goes back inside to Reef and gets it and one. A little bit of a delayed whistle, and it's going to put Reef Smiley at the line, looking for the three-point play. It's been interesting because we haven't had a lot of plus ones this week.
Little pick and roll action. They find the roll. A little late call there, in my opinion.
As Smiley hits the end one.
Hey, Gus, how many technicals did you get this year as a coach?
0.
Come on, man.
Now-
We got some work to do.
Has Utah knocked the Philly out of you?
We got some work to do, man.
I think my assistant coaches are a little surprised about that, actually. They expected that number to be higher.
Yeah. Ace on the drive, and he gets an and one. Nice take and make by Ace.
That's the guy I expect to get in ones, right? Ace, we talked about the injury he had late in the year, really prohibited his ability to effectively drive. He's back, folks.
I think he's got to be feeling better. At the NutriCost free throw line, again, go to NutriCost.com. Over 300 supplement options available. It's a Utah-made company. For Utah-made athletes, use the code UTAHMADE to get 30% off of your supplement order on NutriCost.com. And Ace completes the three-point play, and we're tied up again at 19. So we'll get the scoreboard that's off the data here in the building. We get that fixed. As Dutch Dowdell spins inside and sends out. Now near side of Gavin Lowe, tied up at 19. Make sure that's accurate. As Lowe, pirouette inside, feeds Smiley. Reef sends it out to Blank. Shot clock down to 10 seconds. Jordy Barnes working on Zach Papke. The star on Tuesday night. There's a floater. No. Tipped around, and Johnson claims a rebound. Plenty of time here for Alta's. Jackson Johnson on the run. Sends it near side, Zach Papke. And a steal to Dutch Dowdell. 7 seconds. 5. Dowdell can't get the three. Loose ball out of bounds. And it will be Alta basketball with 0.8 left in the opening frame.
What a first quarter by both teams.
I hope the fourth quarter finishes the way that just ended. That was intense. Oh, Jackson nearly got it. I almost talked through that. I didn't think he got it up in time. At the end of one, we got ourselves a ball game. It went 1-1 in region play. This is the rubber match for the whole thing in the 5A championship. We're tied at 19. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 2024 5A State Championship game on KSLSports.com. Presented by Heidemann Associates. Brought to you by NutriCost. Welcome back into the Huntsman Center. The 5A Championship game. We're all tied up at 19. Let's bring it in. Dusty Lister, Gus Opena, and Dane Stewart. Let's go to our handles. Ice cream trivia question.
All right. So an Alta win would be Coach Orn's second state championship at Alta. Who's the only Alta coach to have won multiple state championships?
This is a really good question.
It is a good question.
How good a question is it? You can get a $10 gift card to Handles if you get it right. Hit us up on our handles at KSL Sports Rewind on the X app or on Instagram or Facebook. You can even Facebook Messenger us if you so choose. KSL Sports Rewind. Gavin Lowe sends out to Blank. He pumps the three, now drives and then scores. Good to see him. We saw Gus at the end of that game. He maybe lost a little bit of confidence on some of the misses against Highland. Good to see him bounce back and make a good play.
Yeah, had some confidence there. Was aggressive to the basket. Really smooth finish for him, too, to avoid the defender and finish with the layup.
Jackson Johnson. Triple team comes. Johnson in the lane. That shot fell on Tuesday night. Did not fall there.
Could it be that side of the court, gentlemen?
Feeling like it. As Jordy Barnes backs things out. Jordy goes inside to Smiley. Blocked away by Doliak, and it's out of bounds off of Alta. 18 on the shot clock.
Dane said it earlier, Dusty. Just Carter Doliak is just so consistently steady. Like, doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. So even keel, just solid across the board. Such a huge unsung hero for the Hawks.
Jordy Barnes inbound. Lobs it into Blink. 15 on the shot clock. Ball nearly lost that handed Low. Gets it back on the baseline. Sends it out to Blank. For three. Will Blank. It's not Tuesday second half. Will Blank. Big splash there. He had a couple of threes in that game too. That's why it was shocking to Gus and I that he started shying away from his shot. As that is a foul on the drive.
Some great ball movement, by the way, as well from the Titans on that last possession. So good dribble drive by Jordy. Kick and a little one more pass. Good to see him knock down that shot and shoot it this time.
Yeah, he made most of those in the first half. It was the second half when he struggled a little bit. But he actually took, I think he was second on the team in terms of attempts. He was not shy at shooting in that semi.
Oh, we have an answer coming in on trivia. I know it's right. You're going to like who gave us the right answer. Here comes Ace Riser as he's fouled and going to call that on the floor. As going to show Dane, because the trivia question is Dane's baby. That's the correct answer. Dane?
Yes. So the correct answer is Ron Carling won state championships in 1992 and 1995 at Alta.
His son, Nate Carling, followed up Jeff Gardner at Mountain View. As that ball is a little too tall from Ace and Jackson on the same page, but was at Mountain View, now at Westlake. And Coach Carling's on his staff.
And I got to work with Coach Carling at SUU when I was under Roger Reed's staff as well. So.
Oh, really? You were there with Roger Reed? First years or which years?
2000. Oh, now you're gonna put me on the spot, Dusty.
2007.
2007 to 2009. Yep.
As that ball's out of bounds, it'll stay here. We have a connection there. I didn't even realize we had that there.
Who's our winner?
Our winner, Chad Sims.
Oh, Coach.
Coach Sims.
And funny enough, Chad and I talked about Coach Carling off air. As Jordy Barnes lobs that one inside to Dowdell, and Dutch kisses that off the window.
What I love about that possession is just simple, fundamental basketball. Just pass the ball to the wing, a hard cut, a give and go. Olympus just doing the fundamentals so well.
Here comes Dash down the lane, pulls, crawls off, the rebound in the hands of Jordy Barnes. Blaine sends that one to the corner to Reef Smiley. Smiley still hanging on the baseline, out to Jordy. 18 on the shot clock, down to 15. He wants a screen, gets it from Smiley. Goes back over to Reef. He'll pull from the outside. It was online, but just a touch short as Blakeney came away with that. Here comes Dash. Dash will float it up. It crawls off. Rebound to Matt McKay. McKay is fouled. I don't know if they're going to call it on the shot or if it's on the floor. It is on the floor. And it is a immediate timeout. A Utah Facial Plastics timeout with 4:59 left in the half. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back. You're watching the 5A State Championship. Welcome back in. Dusty Lister, Gusto Pena, and Dane Stewart as Ace hangs, sends that to Jackson Johnson. He puts it up and rolls it in.
Gus and I were talking during the timeout. In the first quarter, both teams made eight field goals. Both teams made 2 threes, and both teams were 1 of 1 from the line in what was a 19-19 game.
About as even Steven.
Yeah.
They're Jerry Seinfeld. You know who you are? Even Steven.
This is found $20.
I have 2 friends.
I think we should break up.
He was down. No problem. Been nice dating you for a while. I'll find somebody else. As he sent out into Lowe off the loose ball, and Gavin Lowe extends the lead to 7 points for the Titans.
That energy bunny again coming back out and helping the Titans in Lowe.
He is a player that not many teams have, a Gavin Lowe-like player.
There's Dash Riser. Thought his foot speed to go after Reef Smiley. Chose not to. Here's Jackson Johnson. Nice ball fake. Johnson inside. Put it up and score it. A little different. Remember Jordy had the offensive foul called on him on Tuesday. Remember when he bounced the ball on top of the guy's head? Good Jackson to do that.
How about Jackson showing a little something else to his game, right? To back him down. Haven't really seen that from Jackson this week.
That's true. Compton hits the deck. No call on the contact. Smiley, no. The rebound taken by Johnson. Quickly ahead to Ace Riser. Ace sends back out Compton. Extra pass to Dash. Dash, good double there by Jordy Barnes. He has such good timing. You can tell that guy is a basketball junkie.
You know the crazy thing about Jordan Barnes? Pending today's outcome, let's say he doesn't get 17 assists today. Okay. Going out on a limb. 1, 2, 3, 4 games where he has 17 assists or more.
4 games.
4 games of
Mercy.
17 or more.
That's crazy.
Loose ball picked up by Lowe. And a chance again to get up by 7, and potentially 8.
That does not include the quarterfinal when he dropped.
What a play by Compton. Picked him off. And I want to mention our officials. We haven't done it. Elliot Reynolds, Maurice Roberts, and Doug Kinsman. And Kinsman, he's a general contractor. You don't want to squeeze that guy's hand. He makes sure that you know when he shakes your hand.
Alta trying to get Jackson back on the block again, like Dane mentioned earlier. A little new repertoire to his game.
Jackson going after Smiley. We're going to have a reach-in foul on Jordy Barnes. Jordy didn't like the call.
And here's the thing. We were also talking at the break. This is not a very deep Olympus team. If you get guys in foul trouble, this can be a war of attrition that can skew in favor of the Hawks.
Guys, don't show Craig Smith the shot of this gym at the moment. So he sent that into Jackson Johnson. Misses on the 3. Board and sent back out. Jackson along the baseline. Wrap it around and score at Jackson Johnson.
You can't teach height.
You can't coach the wingspan.
No.
Nobody home on that pass as Mayfield goes back near midcourt to go track that down. And it's a 3-point ball game. Outside to Jordy. And it'll be a 3 from Dowdell. I was online. Thought it was going to drop. Here comes Ace quickly ahead to Doliak. What he does so well. Runs the floor. He has got great hands. And he gets it on the glass quick. And it's a timeout to Olympus.
It's a great catch and shoot look for Dutch. That's what's made him the state's best 3-point shooter. A rare miss, a quick run out, and out the scores.
And it's a 30-second timeout, which makes it a Utah Facial Plastics timeout. Look, cosmetic surgery, yes, it is about making you look better, but it's also about making you feel better as well. If that's your mental health or your actual health, go to Utah Facial Plastics. Look, if you got sleep apnea, deviated septum, or anything like that, you need rhinoplasty surgery to help you breathe better. But if you're losing your confidence, you may be losing your hair, but Utah Facial Plastics help you out. Call 801-960-3137. Get a consultation. As I keep mentioning, ask for Doug Henstrom if you can. And if you with Dr. Doug, tell him his nephew Dusty sent you. And we want to thank Utah Facial Plastics for being a proud supporter of KSL Sports Rewind. Again, that's 801-960-3137. Offices in Draper and Layton. Big thing here for Matt Barnes, try to stem the tide, Gus.
Yeah, they've had a great run early in the first quarter, played with a lot of aggression and confidence early in the game. Alta has just been so steady. They, again, like I've mentioned before, they're just so even keel.
And this Friday afternoon championship game, filling in this bottom bowl of the Huntsman Center is Mayfield sends that out low, gonna pull and get blocked on the 3 by Dash Reiser. Did not have that on my bingo card today. Dash gonna block on a 3. Jackson Johnson misses on the lead-taking triple, and the board to Reef Smiley.
One of the things you have to appreciate about that semifinal game was a young man like Will Blank willing to take the shot. Eli Mayfield has one right at the rim. Just go up with it. Go confident, go strong.
Oh, nice take and one for Reef Smiley. The foul will go to Carter Doliak, and Reef Smiley will head to the line looking for the old-fashioned 3.
A little surprising, a little over-aggressive there by Carter. He gets what we call skinny, turns his hips open up, and then he lets a little driving lane action happen to Smiley.
So to the line goes Smiley. And checking in for Olympus is Jack Evans. As Lowe gets a breather. Here comes Ace down the baseline, reverses left hand, and Ace Reiser, he's done for 4 years in high school. So a 2-point ball game as Jordy Barnes sends that out from Mayfield, now in the hands of Evans. Evans going to drive, send out the 3 from Dowdell is short, and the rebound to Johnson. Here comes Ace Reiser, 12 on 12. Ace gets inside Dowdell. Oh, he tried to wrap it around to Doliak. It is taken away. On the run, Reef Smiley. Jackson Johnson got back, alters the shot and the board to Carter Doliak.
Shot clock off.
Alta could hold for the final shot of the first half. And that's exactly what Coach Orn just asked for. Down to 10 seconds. Ace off the screen of Doliak. Ace left open. Ace for three! That is how the first half ends. Ace Reiser buries a triple, and it's Alta taking the halftime lead. 32-31. Big time shot by Ace Reiser.
They had the tougher end. They trailed. You think the way Olympus started that second quarter, it looked like they might have a chance to build a bit of a lead before the break. It's the Hawks who shut it down.
Impressive close to the half for the reigning 5A champs. We go to halftime. It is Alta 32, Olympus 31. We got a good one in the 5A state championship. We'll step aside and we come back. It'll be the halftime performances. You're watching the 2024 5A state championship game on KSLSports.com, presented by Hyndman Associates, brought to you by NutriCost. Go to NutriCost.com right now. Use the code UTAHMADE. Support those who choose to support us, and that is NutriCost. Use the code UTAHMADE. Other tracking our success this week. Use UTAHMADE. Get 30% off your order at NutriCost.com. Let's go to the halftime performances. Coach Gus Sopena. I keep doing that early, too early, Coach.
You're good.
We go into the start of the second half, and it's an interesting one because we keep talking about ends of the floor. We've done this all week long. Both of these two teams have trailed in the second half after they swapped, and then they both had comebacks. Does this play anything into the second half, Coach?
I think so, absolutely, because you guys have been saying all week, scoring on this end of the court has been tougher for teams. I can attest to that personally. So can Olympus, Dane was saying this during the halftime break, and I totally agree. Can Olympus be aggressive and make shots on this end of the court? It's going to be a huge factor this second half.
Can I tell you the biggest change in the second half? They pulled the curtains up behind us. That's how many people are getting here.
Yeah, this place is packed. It's awesome.
Dash Reiser in the lane. The fall away is short. And Dowdell says, we don't want to inbound it. Just tip it back in. Dan, you had something to say. At least it looked like it.
Rarely.
Dutch rattles it home. Nice play by Dutch Dowdell.
Olympus needs to continue to be aggressive in transition, I think. If they play aggressive, I think they have an advantage against Alta in transition. Hopefully they can keep that up if they want to keep this game close.
How about a zone look here for Olympus?
And on the take, Doliak can't get it. It's Dowdell. But that ball knocked out of bounds by Johnson.
I was kind of surprised they went zone there, Coach. What about you?
Yeah, surprised as well. They've been playing matchup pretty much, man-to-man the entire time, so a little surprising from Barnes. But Barnes has been known to do that sometimes. He did that earlier in the tournament as well, too.
And it worked. They get a stop, right?
Right.
But you get a look for Doliak right at the rim that, an uncustomary miss.
Surprising miss by Doliak, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's Jordy holding up top. Barnes comes off the screen of Mayfield, back over to him.
I wish Mayfield on those situations when he pick and rolls, I wish he would just, what we call drop, just cut to the basket and little backdoor action and be a little more aggressive and useful for them to open up their offense.
As Lowe can't get over to Johnson. We'll have a loose ball foul on Doliak. And I think part of that maybe just to pull the defense something, but not if you're more confident at the rim.
Yeah, he just seems to be kind of hanging out the three-point line, and he doesn't want to shoot the ball. It's been known in the tournament. So just cut to the basket right there. Give your teammate an option to be able to hit some actions at the rim.
It's one of the things that makes this Olympus team just kind of perplexing, because at times it feels like it's almost 4-on-5, and yet they still beat you. You know what I mean?
Couldn't agree more.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And the second free throw is good by Reef Smiley.
A little full court pressure by Barnes.
And now on the run with Dash. That ball gets tipped out of bounds.
Surprised Dash didn't bounce past that ball.
He probably didn't want to make Stephen A. look bad.
That's hard to do. Ace heads out. Bo Compton. Sidewinding three doesn't go. And the rebound pulled down by Kevin Lowe. Just love watching this kid. Hands back, Dutch. 4-3, Dutch Dowdell. And now the lead to 6.
So much for the adage of that end of the court not being a side that you can score on.
Super important for Olympus to go out to this start in the second half, because now all those head games are gone, right?
Good things happen when they play aggressive in transition.
Yep.
So
Send that ball inside. Jackson Johnson, no. Tips it back up, no. Then Lowe tipped that ball out. Here comes Jordy Barnes on the run. Barnes can't get through the defense. It's Dash Reiser. Dash gonna pull up and hit.
rare mistake by Jordy there. A little over dribbling probably too much in transition instead of looking to advance the ball there.
Well, Lowe sends that out to Barnes. Mayfield quickly to Lowe. Back inside to Jordy. Sends it back out. Mayfield left wide open for 3 and hits.
And he even hesitated too, Dusty.
Good for Eli. They have left him all the room for that shot. We've been begging, take a shot, like engage in the offense. He does, and he drills it.
And even hesitantly shooting it, right, Gus?
Yeah, he hesitated, thought about it, and still was able to make it. If he can be aggressive offensively, give Olympus something, watch out.
That's the best way for Olympus to find offensive success, is make him defend 5 players, not just 4.
9 seconds on the shot clock. Reiser keeping Barnes on his back hip, can't get it. And the rebound pulled down by Dowdell.
Both teams just seem to be a little stagnant when they slow the ball down and play a little isolation basketball.
Reeves Smiley back rims a 3, and Compton pulling down the rebound. And it'll be a timeout on the floor. 4:24 left in the third quarter. Immediate timeout. It's a Utah Facial Plastics timeout. It's a 7-point Olympus lead in the 5A state championship game. We'll be back after this break. 4:24 left in the third quarter. Dusty Litster, Gus Pena, and Dane Stewart with you. Is on the run with Jackson Johnson. Sends it out to Dash, who will pull for 3. Comes off. Rebound to Johnson. Jordy Barnes maybe thought he's giving up the foul there. As Doliak has a loose ball. Puts it up and in.
Both teams looked a little surprised that a foul wasn't called there.
Almost had an arm bar there on Jordy. All got wrapped around.
We said no arm bars.
It's like, tapping out, tapping out.
Isn't that what Mark Zuckerberg said when he lost his jiu-jitsu fight and then he won it after he complained? We said no arm bars.
That's true.
And then he took the first and second place thing home. That's legit, by the way. So here goes Lowe, hands it back. Don't post this on Facebook, Vince. I don't need to get redacted. Here comes Barnes. Gonna pull. And miss on the 3. The rebound to Ace.
Every quarter, Olympus got off to a big lead, and Alta's been able to reel him in.
Compton outside to Dash. Reiser hanging at the free throw line will pull, leaves it short. Rebound to Mayfield. And now another foul to Johnson. That's both fouls to Jackson, and have been on this end of the floor, on the defensive end of the, offensive end of the floor after rebounds.
It's a great job by Olympus boxing out, though.
No.
I mean, we got 3 guys down in the paint. They're all on a body, not giving any room for Alta to get second chance opportunities, because really at the half, Alta had been dominating him on the glass, almost 2-1.
Barnes hands that back. Dowdell over to Jordy. Nice defense by Bo Compton. Barnes sends that out to Smiley. 10 seconds. And now, there's no bucket, because that's a foul on the floor against Doliak. You kind of saw that one coming.
There's an arm bar that you were looking for from Jordy, right?
Yeah. I missed that one. That's on me. I usually get I've gotten a good feeling lately. If I missed the 5-second area, I can hit the -10. I missed that one. So Doliak comes off the floor as Matt McKay comes on. Try to inbound that in. It's taken away. Here comes Ace. He's got Dash with him. Ace, little ball fake to the rim. Left it short.
I think Lowe got a piece of it.
Gavin Lowe did a good job. As Gavin spins base. Sends to the corner. Mayfield off on the 3. And how about the rebound by Smiley? Don't tell me there's no over the back. Not a rule.
Mismatch over here on the post with Dutch.
Dowdell and Dash. Good job there by Dash to hold off. And here came Jackson Johnson. As Jordy Barnes drives the ace, sends it back out. Mayfield was open. He gives it back to Jordy. And Dash and Jordy up top. Barnes gets inside, goes at ace, and it's a charge. Let's take a look at this one. That's a tough one to go against Jordy Barnes. Remember, he needs to be set before one of the feet come off the floor.
I thought this was going to be a block.
I actually think he's there.
Yeah, I do too. Live, I thought he was late.
Yeah. Our officials, we've had multiple coaches this year say the officials in the state have been very, very good this year. I had a baseball umpire tell me yesterday, because Dusty, we have so much basketball refereeing talent in the state. He goes, somehow we got to find it in baseball.
I agree with that statement. The refs have been consistently good this season.
Bo Compton can't get the three to go. Rebound loose. I thought maybe he's out of bounds. Well, that McKay's feet went out of bounds, and the ball goes to Olympus.
You got to give credit to both teams. Both teams are crashing the glass on offensive rebounds.
Two talented clubs and two outstanding coaches. Travis Warren, the head coach at Alta. Obviously won a state championship last year. Matt Barnes, a longtime head coach, an alum of Olympus High School. The only blemish on Matt's career is the time in Cache Valley, but we treat that like Danes. It was just he had to get through that period of his life to find what he really needed. As that's a foul on this end of the floor and down the floor with Alta.
Blemish. I'll have you know, it's that Utah State education that has me sitting right here today, Dusty.
There's a lot of truth to that statement.
Or it's either the best promo or the worst promo for Utah State I can give.
It's Johnson. Can't get it. Ball's loose, taking it in the hands of Gavin Lowe. Now Dane runs every farm in the world. Does that ball? Oh! Tip away from behind. They'll get Ace Riser on the foul. Dane would not be pulling the data for the largest farmlands in the world if it hadn't been for his time at the Agricultural School of Utah. That is legit. That is true. The proximity got him here, though. He would not be sitting here going for the proximity to Logan.
Back to the action.
And on the drive, a foul on Alta. As I gotta tell you, Olympus has found a groove in this bowl game.
Yeah.
They seem to be just playing with just more aggressive action, and I love it. Like if they play more aggressive, they just play with a lot more freedom on offense. It's actually more fun to watch. They seem to just play with a lot more confidence when they're aggressive.
And the free throw rattles out for Gavin Lowe. He'll have one more.
How much of that does that feed that confidence or that aggressive nature when you see Alta missing shots that they had been making in the first half in this third quarter?
Judging it from how my players respond to that, Dane, I would say a lot of confidence. It provides the opposing team with just a ton of confidence that they're not making their usual shots, and we've got to go down the court and be aggressive and take advantage and pound this lead even more.
Barnes comes away with the loose ball, gives it up to Dowdell. He'll pump the three, now pull. Hit the three! Dutch Dowdell again from downtown.
I asked Coach Barnes, what does your shooter shoot uncontested in a gym? And one of his assistants looked at me and he said, who are you talking about? And I go, well, we'll say Dutch because that's 75%.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Hardy knows his stats. They come off the screen. Compton gets out over the Dash Riser. Dash backs things out, looks inside, and goes to Jackson Johnson with Blank with him. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson spins baseline, double comes, tries to get out of it. Can't get out of it. Is on the triple team, and we're going to have a foul. Going to put the ball on the baseline. And it doesn't matter. Shot clock will be turned off at 11.7 seconds left in the third quarter.
Now, in true Matt Barnes fashion, he tried to downplay that. He was like, it's maybe 66 or 70%. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Whoops.
Jeez, guys.
Let's dial that in, right? Only like, 70?
That sounds like Coach Barnes right there.
That same coach was yelling at me for not letting Matt get off the floor the other night. As here comes Jackson Johnson. 8 seconds. And a double comes. Blank got it loose. Here comes Jordy. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. Dowdell. At the horn, Dutch Dowdell! Are you not entertained? Dowdell with 2 threes in the final minute. Puts Olympus up 12 with 8 minutes remaining in the 5A state championship game. We go to the fourth quarter. Olympus 48, Alta 36. You are watching the 5A state championship game on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. Commentary brought to you by Heineman Associates and NutriCost. Use the code UTAHMADE. Get 30% off your order at NutriCost.com. Back with the fourth quarter.
This is apple cider vinegar from NutriCost. This is apple cider vinegar from another leading brand. NutriCost has 500 milligrams of apple cider vinegar. So does this other brand. NutriCost is third-party tested, non-GMO, and gluten-free. This other brand? Well, we're not sure. NutriCost is also available at a great price delivered right to your door. NutriCost has over 500 different products for health and wellness. NutriCost, only what you need.
Start of the fourth quarter. Dusty Lister, Gus Pena, Dane Stewart with you as Dutch Dowdell hit 2 threes in the final minute and a half. And puts Olympus up 12. And we kept talking about ends of the floor, and Dutch says, I'll take that stat and I'll shove it right back in your face.
Yeah, I'm eating crow right now.
I don't know where Gus came up with that.
Yeah. Who said that earlier this week?
I'm just kidding, Gus. That came from me. I mean, that third quarter was incredible.
Oh, Jordy Barnes, beautiful find inside, and the layup wouldn't go.
Alta just 2 of 12 from the floor in the third, 0 for 3 from beyond 3. And Olympus 4 of 7 from long range in that third quarter.
Here comes Ace. Sends that ball back out. Zach Papke, who was huge Tuesday night. And the steal to Gavin Lowe. Lowe gives that up to Dutch. And Dowdell lays it in. And it's a 14-point Olympus lead.
Olympus making their run with great defense there. Jordy Barnes got that big steal at the end of the third quarter to get Dutch that 3. Another steal right there.
Fine inside is Carter Goodfellow, and Goodfellow with the reverse. And Alta, again, it's about scoring points, but they got to play defense right at the moment.
And if one thing we've learned from Alta is no lead is safe against the Alta Hawks. They were down by double digits against Timpview in the last game. This game's not over.
Blank to Jordy Barnes. Barnes sends that out to Blank. Now Reeve Smiley. 6 seconds, 5 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. Low, back rimmed. Rebound. Tracked down by Doliak. Here comes Ace. Reiser being hounded from behind by Smiley. And he'll back things out. Now pull for 3. Back rim, the 3. Rebound to Doliak. Ace Reiser. Sends it back out to Carter to reset. We'd like to see Jackson Johnson maybe assert himself here. Been very quiet offensively. Drop it inside to Doliak, and Smiley came around him.
Great anticipation there by Smiley. Carter, you could tell, was expecting the contact, and Smiley moved, and the ball turned the ball over there. I want to see Olympus be a little more aggressive like they've been doing. That's what's gotten their offense to do so well.
Dowdell rattles home another. Dutch Dowdell.
You think Harvard is happy to have Dutch coming their way?
Oh, my goodness.
Just a little.
Just a skosh.
All I know is Yale's going to be in trouble.
So is Penn. Penn is in so much trouble. Off the rebound and a 15-point Olympus lead. They're threatening to run away. And yeah, the double dribble on Jordy Barnes. The ball will go back to Alta.
I was once told, Dusty, real quick question. Is it a legal dribble or double dribble?
Yes.
Because I've had multiple reps tell me it's a legal dribble, not double dribble.
Yeah, because wouldn't carrying also be an illegal dribble?
True. I agreed. See if Alta can do what Dusty just recommended and try to get Jackson going offensively here.
Off the screen, here comes Reiser out to Doliak. There you go. Carter Doliak knocks down the three. And what Alta can do offensively, this game is not over. 4:35 left in the quarter.
Doliak just being that steady influence for the Hawks yet again, making a big shot.
As Barnes sends that ball near side to Gavin Lowe. Lowe drives at Johnson. Sends back out to Blank. Blank not going to pull the three. And turns it over. Doliak picks up the loose ball. Here comes Bo Compton. Hands back to Ace. Dan and I saw this against Corner Canyon. It was Ace Reiser that got it going inside. Turns it back out. Three from Doliak. No. Rebound to Barnes.
One was a little flat when he left his hand.
And Jordy takes the timeout with 3:54 left in the fourth quarter. It's Utah Facial Plastics timeout, 30 seconds. And we will keep it here. Again, we always say in life, if you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you play good. We say that if you're on the court or on the field, but also that pertains to life. If you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you'll be better at your job. You'll be a better spouse, parent, everything in your life as you feel better. And look, one of those things that takes away your confidence is hair loss. If you're losing your hair and you're losing a little bit of that confidence, a little bit of your sprinkle, if you will, go to our friends at Utah Facial Plastics. They're there to help you out. 801-960-3137. And offices in Draper and in Layton. And again, 801-960-3137. I want to thank Utah Facial Plastics for their support of KSL Sports Rewind. Our coverage this week at the University of Utah for 5A and 6A state tournament, as they are sponsoring our timeouts and our replays. And so now we turn to Coach Gus. I mean, if you're down 12 points this late, what is the message if you're Travis Orn to your team?
We've been in this situation many times before. We were down by 10, 12 points against Timpview. We got to pick it up on defense. We got to contain them just one shot every possession, and we just got to get stops and then go do our thing offensively that we've been used to doing all season.
And Dane, what do you think Matt Barnes is telling his boys and Coach Hardy's telling them?
Pedal to the metal, boys. Let's go. Right? I mean, that's been really the difference in the second half. They've shot it loose. They've been free. You talk about Eli Mayfield. I know it's one bucket, but that three from him, it's like, all right, guys, we're going. Let's run. Keep putting the pressure on them.
And I know the norm is to want to try to slow the ball down a little bit and use clock when you're late in the game, but just continue to be aggressive, Olympus.
Reiser tipped that ball away, and then he gets the block. Got a block on Smiley at the rim. Here comes Ace Reiser. Ace gives that to Jackson. They hit the deck, no call. Three's off the mark, and the rebound taken by Blank. And there's a man down the floor by himself, and that was Reeve Smiley. Couldn't get it to him. Here comes Jordy. To Smiley. And left open for three, won't pull. Sends it back up top to Barnes.
15 years ago, if he takes that shot, he's going to the bench. Right?
Even with Matt.
Even with Matt.
Here comes Lowe, going to back things out. 8 seconds. 7, 6. Lowe blocked away by Compton. Nice play by Bo.
I've been thinking all game, where's the Papke moment? Right?
Yeah.
You think about that semifinal, it was Zach, who was the big guy who helped Alta come back. Does Compton have that in him in this fourth quarter?
Reiser pulls up and hits. The long two makes it a 10-point game, and a timeout to Travis Orn.
Got no fouls in this fourth quarter. Either way.
They've absolutely let him play. Once again, a Utah Facial Plastics timeout.
You got to find a way to get to 70.
What we saw against Layton, mercy.
You've got to get to 70.
Yeah. We had an official come up here and it was like, I have not seen, he goes, I've had them 4 or 5 times. All 5 have not played the way they played the other night. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this one, a 10-point game. And now the foul to Jackson Johnson. It's the first foul of any foul in the quarter. That's number 3 on Johnson. Oh, they're calling second. I thought he had one down on the rebound and then had that other one.
I thought he had 3 as well.
And Mr. Jeff knows. Oh, he went for the steal, didn't get it.
That close.
Barnes sends that across to Lowe. Smiley to the corner to Blank, and again, Olympus now looking for the shot. They're wanting to take some time off this clock. Coach Barnes said, hey, stay calm. Here comes Jordy. And Compton came in and fouled them. It's just the second foul of the quarter.
Yeah, but that resets the shot clock.
Yeah.
Right? And you still have 3 fouls to give. So if you're going to do that, for me, it's foul, or foul, right?
Right.
Because I don't want to bleed off another 70 seconds.
Harper was pretty deep in the shot clock on that foul, too, right?
Agreed.
I think Gus and I were saying this the other night. Was it me and you or me and Chad? All it was the Lehigh comeback against Terry. I'm like, don't foul. You know, what are we doing? As they inbound in, and it's Dowdell. Any doubt who's been the star today?
No.
Zero doubt.
Through the third, he was 8 of 13 from the floor, 5 of 9 from 3.
And it's timeout Alta, and Olympus is starting to feel it. Inside of 2 minutes left, 1:56 to go. And it's Olympus leading by 12. You're watching the 5A championship game on KSLSports.com.
This is apple cider vinegar from NutriCost. This is apple cider vinegar from another leading brand. NutriCost has 500 milligrams of apple cider vinegar. So does this other brand. NutriCost is third-party tested, non-GMO, and gluten-free. This other brand? Well, we're not sure. NutriCost is also available at a great price delivered right to your door. NutriCost has over 500 different products for health and wellness. NutriCost, only what you need.
Point game. Jackson Johnson lips out the 3 and is fouled by Barnes to put Jackson Johnson.
That's the last thing you want to do if you're Olympus and Coach Barnes. You don't want to pick up a foul, especially on a 3-pointer.
Well, like father, like son, neither father nor son like that call. Coach Barnes and Jordy Barnes both having conversations after that whistle.
Johnson knocks down the free throw. Again, NutriCost free throw line. Go to NutriCost.com. Over 300 products available. Use the code UTAHMADE. Get 30% off of your order. As I mentioned, I use them. Anything we have on the stream. If it's a lawyer, if it's NutriCost, if it's... Well, obviously, I go to Handles and Crumble and NutriCost. They're all products that I use personally. As they inbound that into low, and the foul to Dash Riser. And that will be the 13th foul. They have 1 to give.
Little physicality here coming from Jackson Johnson, and
yeah, there's a little
tension in the air.
We'll save that comment for off air.
And that's Dowdell to the rim and a lay-in.
Once again, good things happen when you're aggressive for Olympus.
2 years ago at BYU, Dutch Dowdell took over that game, and he's doing it again as Riser short on the 3 and the board to Gavin Lowe. And Olympus can feel it. That win in the last week of the year, Alta would have been saying, hey, if we had ace, if we had ace, if we had ace. Well, they got him in the state championship game with them, and Olympus wanted to leave no doubt about that win in the second part of the season.
There's that third quarter, a 17-4 third quarter, and Alta's trying to make a push here in the fourth, but man, that was just a complete separator for Olympus.
But down, remember that at the Barrett Center, we thought it would be Wistersill. Jack was kind of quiet, but it was Dutch play after play after play in that win against Woods Cross.
Olympus just did a great job just coming out of the gate, just the aggressors. They played with confidence. You can tell that the moment wasn't too big for them. You noticed a little bit of the opposite from Alta early in the game. They missed some layups that they're used to usually making. So kudos to Coach Barnes and the Olympus staff for getting their players ready to play.
This region was so tough. Both these two teams have been tested all year long.
And a timeout to Olympus Titans with 1:30 left. Mr. Official showed full timeout. We'll keep it here. I always feel bad sending fans in and out, going to commercials and everything else, but it's been quite the weekend. Gus, this is your third game of duty. I mean, your third tour of duty, I should even say, for that matter. We appreciate you jumping on with us.
No, I appreciate you guys. Can I just take a moment and just say that you guys have been here, this is your 6th day this week?
Yeah, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, yeah.
You guys have had a busy week. Poor Dane has been a little under the weather, so to speak, with his throat. But just major kudos to the KSL sports team, and for you two especially. It's a lot of hard work this week, and you guys obviously have just done a tremendous job with the passion and just giving exposure to high school basketball. So kudos to you guys.
We appreciate it.
We couldn't do it without coaches like you.
It's
true. Honestly,
that's absolute truth.
The way you guys help us understand teams and players and what you guys are looking for. It makes a big difference. And having you come on the stream only adds to that. So, Coach, thank you.
Appreciate you guys so much. It's an honor.
And on the drive, goes inside out. Doliak, back rim, the three. Comes out to Doliak. Carter goes back to the rim, is fouled on the floor. That'll be just a second team foul on Olympus.
Just a second half shooting performance that Alta will just want to, lose the tape on the way home. I've been surprised. We have not seen, that end of the floor be difficult for many teams. And I'm not blaming on the end or whatever it is, but this second half, I don't know if I've seen Alta have this much offensive struggle all year, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Jackson Johnson again fouled on a three by Jordy Barnes. And it's Jackson Johnson going to line looking for a 4-point play and saying, hold on now. I'm trying to do my best Brent Musburger impression. Hold on now. He's going to have a chance at the line. This youngster to keep this game alive. And he does roll in the free throw, and it's a 9-point game.
How quickly are you fouling here, Coach?
If I'm Alta, immediately.
We got a pretty good trap there along the baseline.
No, I didn't think that you could have blocking calls on that baseline. Am I wrong?
That's what Doug Meacham's saying somewhere in St. George.
Maybe I missed a memo somewhere. Too soon?
Well, not for us. I still could have. Chad was the best. Chad said, "Goes, that's a foul." As the free throw is good by Lowe. We'll have one more. And that free throw does the same, goes down.
You want to know why free throws are important? Because that's how games are won.
Yep.
Right now, this game for Olympus is going to be one at the line.
Dash riser for three. That's how big the free throws were. And how big are the timeouts for Travis Horn? He takes a timeout. He'll have 3 left. It's the only way to stop the clock for the Alta Hawks. It's the 30-second timeout.
So youngsters at home, practice your free throws. All you middle school ball players, practice your free throws.
Absolutely.
What's crazy to me is this is an old man Dane talking now. Like, a good free throw percentage now wouldn't have gotten you on the floor 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just interesting to me, right?
Yeah.
Well, we call good free throw is in the 70s now.
Right.
It used to be in the 80s.
Right. Hey, we just don't focus on details. We go AAU. Let me get on a soapbox. We send kids off to AAU to go play 6 games on a Saturday. At any point, do they ever sit there and shoot free throws? No.
Well, I think I saw a post recently that European basketball, they're good at the fundamentals. American basketball focuses on the three-pointers and the dunks.
Yep. The greatest women's coach of all time. That's the Instagram reel.
And why do you see more players in the NBA draft going international?
Yeah. Absolutely.
They're good at the fundamentals.
But in America, we just want to stay flash. We want Johnny to have the coolest TikTok and Instagram reel possible.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go create a TikTok of just making free throws.
There's a great one out there, actually.
For me to get 10, it'll take about an hour.
All right, we have a minute left. Let's get some big free throws. And we'll do this off air. As the free throw is good from Reeve Smiley. But there is one out there of a guy shooting 500 free throws. He goes, I won't play a game with my friends until I shoot 500 free throws. As Smiley goes 1 of 2, kind of leaves the door open here. 9-point game. Alta's got to score and score quickly. Johnson sends out to Ace. Long ways out and down. The Reiser brothers with back-to-back threes. This game isn't over yet. 51 seconds left. It's a 2-possession game. And here's the best part. Alta has they have 1 timeout left. So they'll be able to stop the clock after 1 more bucket. But the math, Dane, is still in their favor to come back.
Pepper needs a new pair of shorts.
Name the movie. That's for a Crumble 4-pack. Just gonna name it later, but name the movie. Pepper needs new shorts. What's the movie? Hit us up at KSL Sports Rewind on Instagram and Twitter.
The math is still there for Alta. And this is why, look, you said Olympus, if they're going to win this game, it's going to be in the line. You split trips right now, you're in in risk of running out of time and not being able to hold on. You've got to be able to close out trips to the line right now for Olympus.
Yeah, the last 6 trips to the free throw line, what, they're 5 of 6?
Yeah.
That sound right?
Yeah.
And so think about it. If they hit, they hit 4 out of 6, 3 out of 6, it's a totally different ball game right now.
Right.
So here we are after the Utah facial process timeout. 51.3 seconds left.
Which, by the way, is forever in the game of basketball when you're trying to extend the game like this. So plenty of time for Alta here. Can Olympus execute?
In horror films, they call it a death kick. And that's what you're getting from the state champs right now. Jordy trying to get it in and does to Dutch Dowdell. And Dowdell sends that to the corner to Blank, and a good foul here from Compton. Going to put Blank at the line. Big free throws for the senior.
I'm surprised Dutch gave that up. I thought you might dribble that around a little bit.
The same thing. So Blank at the line. Left it short.
Just like Dane's been saying for the last few minutes, this game, if it's won by Olympus, it will be at the free throw line. The longer Olympus doesn't score at the free throw line, just more confidence for Alta.
Second free throw is good from Blank. Makes it a 7-point game. Changes the math a little bit, but Alta's got to get going. Here comes Reiser. Hands back to Johnson. Can't get free on the first. Pulls on the second. Left it short, and the rebound taken by Barnes. And then the foul given to Compton. He's mad about the foul, but they need to stop the clock no matter what. And it'll put Jordy Barnes at the line.
It's a good look there for Jackson. Really, you get the hard defense coming out there on that handoff from Ace. That's really the shot they wanted. But Olympus was ready for it. Force him into that dribble. Gus, I don't remember if it was you or if it was another coach was talking about field goal percentage on a dribble. Is that you?
No, that was not, but I've heard it before.
But that dribble forced the Jackson into a different shot and probably altered the outcome.
It was Coach Randy McAllister.
It was Coach McAllister.
So the free throw is good. Can make it a 9-point game with the free throw, and it rolls in for Barnes. So it's getting tougher for Alta, and Olympus can feel it. Getting a state championship back. And not a bad foul there by Lowe. I mean, that's the 14th foul on Olympus. And the shot clock is now turned off.
Here's my thing. Why don't you just, all right, you want to foul us, we'll foul you. Right? You can't shoot a 3.
That's what I'm
saying. The line all day.
We'll let you take 2 points in every possession, and we'll take
next
2
game
back.
Doesn't tip for another hour, so we got all the time in the world to play this game.
Is Reiser. Sends that inside to Doliak. He goes up quickly. Now the timeout to Travis Horn. As the lead is 7. As we do have an answer to our movie quote, Dane, and it is correct. Richard Black. Pepper needs new shorts from
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball. We're big dodgeball fans.
Yeah. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
It does tick me off whenever they interview Jason Bateman and or forgetting who plays the other play-by-play or plays the play-by-play guy. But they never mention their performance in dodgeball. It really drives me nuts. Because they make the movie. After they get to Vegas, it is all about them.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. See how it pays out for them.
But 27.8 seconds left, and this Olympus Titans team, Dane, we've seen them win championships. But those were in years we expected them to win championships. For Matt Barnes, the ones he's won, this is the first one where we didn't fully expect them to win the state title.
Yeah, I think for me, the roster feels very heavy with talent. But there's a big drop-off, right? You've got the Jordan Barnes and the Dutch Dowdells. You've got the great contributors like the Smiley and the Low. And then it's like, who's the 5th? Who's the 6th? Who's the 7th? And, that was a big question for me. If Dutch or Jordy ever got in foul trouble, can they hang around in a game without those guys? And, tip your cap to them because that question never came up for them this week. Found a way to play tough, play hard, hit shots, stay on the floor. And they had guys that provided great support. Talk about Blank in the first half of the semifinal.
As the free throw is good. Dutch Dowdell. I mean, like I said, we talked about the one at the Marriott Center. with this one from Dutch. I mean, just like in Karate Kid, Dutch was the best. Everybody thought it was all about Johnny Lawrence, but Dutch was the scary one. Everyone thought about Jordy Barnes. It was Dutch Dowdell. It's the scariest one on the Olympus team as Ace misses on that. Barnes pulls down the board.
You were a big Jeremy fan. From day one, you loved Jeremy.
That's it.
And I sit here, I'm like, Dutch is such a great basketball player. And I don't want to compare he versus Jeremy versus, whatever. But you talk about the mark he's going to leave on the program. Just phenomenal.
Dutch Dowdell has made the last 6 field goals for Olympus. The last 6.
Well, just through the third quarter, he had 21 points. Reef had 12. The next highest scorer was Blank and Lowe with 5 apiece. It has been Dutch's day.
There's a free throw good by Jordy Barnes. As Barnes hits the free throw. Let's see, Ace Riser puts up the 3 and hits. Can't stop the clock. It'll continue to roll. Olympus does not need to hurry because all they got to do is prepare for a trip to Holiday because the Olympus Titans are the kings of 5A basketball once again. They get their second win over Alta, but this time it was for everything. Another state championship for the Olympus High graduate, Matt Barnes. And he gets to send off his son, Jordy. He gets to send off who owns the state's all-time assist record. He gets to send off Dutch Dowdell, who owns the state's all-time three-point made record, off into the sunset. And take home another state championship to the school that he played basketball for and has been the head coach of for over 20 years. What a year and what a win for Coach Matt Barnes and the Olympus Titans.
Tremendous performance tonight by Olympus. Again, like I mentioned earlier, the aggressiveness, the confidence that the Olympus came out with, and just incredible job by their coaching staff just to keep them to play with such aggressiveness. And then Dutch Dowdell, well, to show up in the championship game like that and shoot as aggressive as he did. Remember, he came off a game where he wasn't really feeling it offensively. For him to come off of that poor game that he had last time to come out tonight and just dominate the game offensively, major props to him and to the Olympus Titans. Can I just say also real quick, Dusty and Dane, one of the cool things I just saw was Jordy Barnes, instead of celebrating in the middle with his teammates, went over and consoled Jackson Johnson and some of the Alta guys. I thought that was a first-class move by Jordy.
As Ellery Davidson will have our interview here momentarily.
12 of 18 from the floor, 6 of 10 from 3, 4 of 4 from the line, 34 points for Dutch Dowdell in the state championship.
Ellery Davidson, ever seen that interview here momentarily? She wants to allow Jordy Barnes to be able to accept the trophy as Alta is going to get their second place trophy. And guys, been a great state champion. The Alta Hawks. And with Ace Riser, Jackson Johnson, they thought for sure it was going to go back-to-back. I keep saying this. They have nothing to hang their head over. Olympus played an amazing third quarter, and they're going to take home a state title, and one that they absolutely had to earn to get it away from the reigning state champs. And now the state championship trophy being presented to Jordy Barnes. Talk about how special it is. His dad went to Olympus. His dad has been a long-time head coach at Olympus. His father got the first ever state championship in basketball for Olympus just a few years back. And now Jordy Barnes will graduate a 2-time state champion with his father, Matt Barnes. How special.
Special moment seeing him grab that trophy and run over towards his fans and his teammates. Great moment for Jordy.
And again, we're going to effort this interview with Ellery Davidson. We try to let these guys get their moment with their team and with the scores and everything, but we'll probably sign off here soon as Dana and I will get down. Remember, recaps will be coming up. Dana and myself will have interviews with multiple players and with Coach Matt Barnes. We'll also have our takes of what we saw this week from this Olympus Titans team. And again, just shockingly, this is the one where we did not see Olympus coming. We thought they could win, but we thought this would be Alta's state championship. And even coming in this game, thought maybe Alta would win this one. They're at full strength. They're ready to go. This is the one where Matt shocked us.
Yeah, and really, I mean, give credit to them how they came out in the second half, right? We talk about a 17-4 third quarter advantage. It was a fourth quarter advantage as well.
We're getting ready to send this down to Ellery Davidson real quick. Go ahead, take it away, Ellery.
All right, Jordy, congratulations on a state championship today. This is your second state title with your dad, head coach Matt Barnes. What does it mean to you to share this experience with him?
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the first one was unreal as a sophomore. I never thought that would happen. And then this year, I mean, every day going with him alone, it's our last year together. I mean, it's really, truly the best way to end. I mean, it's really unbelievable.
You and your teammate, Dutch Dowdell, both had some incredible shots today. How are you guys able to stay on top and maintain your focus throughout this game?
I mean, Dutch Dowdell is the best player in the state. I mean, man was unbelievable. He showed you all what he can do tonight. I mean, he had 3 big threes at the end of the third right when we needed it. I mean, me and him every day, I mean, we're best friends. We played since we were in the 2nd grade. I mean, we're like brothers, and we just knew we could do this all year long, and so it was a lot of fun.
Well, Jordy, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Our Twitter and Facebook, and also on KSLSports.com. Dane Stewart and I will have recaps of interviews with multiple players and with Coach Matt Barnes. Again, our final score, the Olympus Titans 69 and the Alta Hawks 61. The Olympus Titans, the kings of 5A basketball for the first time in a little bit, for a couple of years. Anyway, congratulations to Coach Matt Barnes on another state championship. Just so happy for him and so happy for Olympus and for Alta. Look, it's been our pleasure. We did every Alta High game this year, and been our pleasure to be able to do so. And we know that team. They're a championship medal, but tonight it was just not enough to knock off Olympus. For Dane Stewart, Gus Sopena, Austin Bigelow, Ellery Davidson, and Vince Francis, and Kenzie Valentine, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 2024 5A State Championship basketball game on your online home for state championships, KSLSports.com. Our commentary presented by Heidemann & Associates and by NutriCost. Go to NutriCost.com, put in the code UTOMMADE to get 30% off. We'll see you for the 6A title game.